Hey guys, Clumsy here, and welcome back to ETS2. Couple of new things I want to show you today. New truck, beautiful truck, new sounds, and new map. ProMods 2.41 is finally available and it's now compatible with version 1.35 and DirectX 11. And here we have a new truck, Eugene's Volvo FH, coupled with Mr. Capital's Tandem, rigid chassis, with Cast's VAC tandem trailer add-on at the back there. Don't ask me how I got into this position. I have a little bit of cheating might have been involved, but I'll explain all that later. And then inside, what you can't see but you can hear soon, updated, actually new EVR sounds for the Volvo FH. I think this is called the D13K460 Euro 6 engine. Let's see later if that's correct, but first and foremost, let's hear it. There we go. I've heard that he actually used, I think he has new microphones and everything for the recording. Yeah. Super crispy sounds, as what you would expect from EVR. Beautiful. Let's try to hear that from the inside. Let's see how that works here. There we go. The iconic dashboard sounds. And there's the engine. The sounds themselves, the engine itself, does sound a bit different. Sounds more bassy, more boomy, and less, how do you say, raspy? It's hard to describe. But I kind of remember the old sounds he had. And this sounds way different. You guys let me know what you think. CG logo there. I think my field of view is a bit off though. Let's adjust that a bit, shall we? I like playing with 66 degrees. And the mirrors we adjust after that. Yeah, mirrors are okay. Yeah, perfect. But the steering wheel is not. Let's maybe just adjust that a bit. Perfect. Good. Alright, I'm happy. Let's get going. The job we have for today is in Nuremberg. Or Nuremberg. I'm not sure how you call it. And it will take us all the way to Netherlands in Arnhem. And we'll be passing through some roads that will be able to let us see how the merge has gone. Because what I've read from the ProMods blog is that they were able to do the merge, the second part of the Germany merge, such that they are able to keep like the Nuremberg, they keep this ProMods version, but they merge the roads to be SCS version, or some of them at least. So I'm not sure how that exactly worked, so we will drive and see how that works, okay? And by the way, if I zoom out here, yeah, ProMods is back, Spain, the super complex London, and I also have in addition the Rust map areas included, and also actually Romania extended in Turkey. But don't ask me how I enabled that. It's a bit unstable at the moment. If you watch the last stream, we were getting a couple of crashes there, a couple of errors. I've since fixed them, I think, but I want to focus on ProMods right now, just to show you a bit of the entire map that I have going.
Turn left.
Oh, I forgot. We had navigation. Goodness. And yeah, this truck is from Eugene. This is Volvo FH reworked by Eugene. And then have a couple of add-ons. Mr. Capital's rigid chassis, which makes this possible. Highest spoilers I've ever seen. And that's Cast's VAC trailer at the back. Now that is a bit different because normally you can download the VAC trailers from the Steam Workshop, but they will not have the full trailer version. This one for the with the dolly, you will not have it. You need to download a separate add-on in the SCS forums that you place on top of the VAC trailers. Otherwise, you won't get a full version of the dolly right there. Oh goodness. Bit bulky, aren't we?
Turn left.
Left lane, alright, let's follow that. So, yeah, a couple of different mods going on at the moment. All the different map mods, Pro mods 2.41 especially. The truck mods I mentioned. And Project Next Gen is still available. I enabled it again because I kind of missed it. So we have road textures and vegetation updated with Project Next Gen style. And I heard that Project Next Gen is actually continuing again. I think that's the latest update. So 1.8 is in the works. Damien has been sharing some screenshots and it looks pretty promising. Goodness, this looks like a real Pro Mods, a proper Pro Mods
Use the right
map.
lane, then turn
People
right.
walking and everything. Super nice. Yeah, this is definitely a Pro Mod city. SES doesn't make cities like this. They have it a bit more simple and less, how do you say, adventurous. They make amazing cities, but they are not so big on the civilians, the population. Like here, you see people walking everywhere, and it's amazing. This definitely has that Pro Mods touch there. This is cool. Yeah, it feels like a proper city, doesn't it?
Continue
Yeah.
straight.
I think I'll take a photo here later. I'll worry about that later. How do you guys feel about the sound so far? I like the boominess, the bassiness.
Use the left lane, then turn left.
This one here. Yeah, because normally EVR's engine sounds have that specific raspy quality in the actual engine as it growls. This one sounds a bit different. And it might be a good thing, but it depends on what your taste is. But I think it provides for a more, how do you say, more varied
Continue
sound.
straight.
Because for some reason there is a signature raspiness to the engine sounds, no matter what kind of engine sound EVR comes up with. Goodness, look at this. But yeah, this
Continue straight.
these Volvo sounds are quite amazing. Oop, 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 oop. Enjoyed that a bit too much. Let's test out the retarder and the engine brake later, once we get on the highway. Man, I'm loving this city. It's been a while since I've been here, and I can't actually remember. Yeah, it's been a while. If I went here in its Pro Mods version already, or maybe just the SCS version, because this one is definitely, I mean, that attention to detail, right? It's I'm happy that Pro Mods has been able to keep this. So they didn't just remove all their Germany areas and replaced it with what SES made. They picked which they liked better, and then they merged the two things, which is one heck of an effort. And right there, we have also experienced the benefit of being in DirectX 11 thanks to 1.35. No frame drops there at all. Amazing. Even in that complicated city, it looked like one of those not latest Pro Mod cities, which are full of details, but I'm not sure if they optimized it the same way. Nevertheless, it felt super optimized, and I'm not sure if that's because of Pro Mods optimizing it now for 1.35 with 2.41, or if it's something that is thanks to DirectX 11, the optimizations that involves. But so far, my system is pretty happy. 50 to 60% on the load. A little heavy on the CPU, but nothing big. Nothing big. Goodness. I'm loving this. Is that one of the towers? Yeah, it looks like it. It's been a while since we drove a tandem and I kind of miss it. So I'm happy that we can actually drive something like this again. Thank you, Mr. Capital and Cast and Eugene and all our modders, because they make this game so much more amazing. Natural Lux for graphics, of course. Still no exact date. I still don't know the exact date for the release, but you will see. You will see. What the heck is that guy doing? Oi! Seems suspicious. Hanging out by the bridge like that. Maybe you're just taking some photos like me. Bridge shot for the win. Looks like I'm not the only one with the sickness, with the addiction.
Right lane, then take the exit on the right.
The bridge addiction. There's actually a warning from the ProMods team in the blog.
The exit on the right.
They say don't trust everything the GPS navigation tells you, the voice navigation.
Continue straight.
Because some roads might be too complicated. You know, ProMods is very fond of creating these complicated junctions, and sometimes the voice navigation cannot cope with it. This one though looks beautiful. Now, this is always the problem, you know, with how beautiful things are now. It's so hard to know which is which. Which is done by ProMods, which is done by SES, and the switch, the transition is super smooth. Don't really notice it anymore. And then the lines are further blurred because of next-gen textures. Everything just looks new. So even if you step into the old SES areas, if such things still exist, even with ProMods, you will hardly be able to notice. But that is the point of it, right? The goal is not to be able to distinguish. Actually, the goal is the opposite. If you can't determine which is from where, that means they did a very good job. And it seems like it's all part of one picture, because it should be. Wow. Very nice blue water there. Looks like a swimming pool. Nice. I just realized, as I'm flicking my retarder here, that this truck, the transmission I got, doesn't seem like it has a retarder. Dang it. Maybe we'll have to stop by one of the cities and get a retarder. Drop by. Let's see. Let's see if we can reroute a bit. If we can drop by Frankfurt, maybe. Frankfurt? Can work via Frankfurt. Yes, that can work. Let's pass through there. And you can see a lot of different grade areas now again. Some of those are probably part of the merge. Oop. If I do that, it changes the routing completely. Okay, yeah, I can work with that. I can work with that. Or do you want to go... Let's see. If I remove that, so that's going to be 468 kilometers. If I go that way, that's going to be 485, or this one, 470. I think I'd like to go through there. It looks like I have a couple of roads there. This part here specifically, I haven't been through before. So what we'll do is I'll just drop by here, and then we'll go back here. Let's see here. There, perfect. Yes. Okay. All right. Proceed. So yes, you let me guys know if you notice any difference, right? When the areas start and end. When ProMod starts, when SES begins, or vice versa. I'm I'm loving the feel of this truck though. Super heavy, even though we're only hauling 4 tons of potted flowers. 4 tons, imagine that. But yeah, it feels heavily loaded. I'm guessing the truck itself, the box right behind us is pretty heavy, and that doesn't really get loaded. The only thing that gets loaded with the cargo itself is the back, with the current limitation of cargo mechanics in SCS. So I'm hoping that gets updated eventually. Because being in this this massive truck right here, and being only able to carry 4 tons of anything, or maybe 8 tons at most, it's not very fulfilling, is it? Like, if you're hauling something this big, if you're driving something this big, it would feel better if you were hauling like, I don't know, 20 tons or whatever the limit is. Or maybe even more if possible. 80 here. Okay, yeah, let's stick to 80. How am I doing in the fuel consumption department? I have the 460 horsepower engine, 460 Euro 6. I'm expecting the power is just enough. Oh goodness, look at this. Beautiful, goodness. I think I'll take a photo here. Yeah, I think a photo there later. I'm just cruising along here because the bends are a bit sharp. Not too sharp though, no need for braking or anything. It would have been nice if I could enable my retarder here. That would make me feel a bit safer. Less at risk of tipping over, but we work with what we have. Shiny roads. Love it. I am getting a few stutters though. I think that's mostly because of my outdated mods. But yeah, I'll have to check that. I heard that Project Next Gen, if you enable the trees, some of the trees are not yet updated, so the models need to be updated, and maybe the game's doing that on the fly. Maybe that's causing the lag, I'm not really sure. But it makes sense, and maybe if there are other similar mods I have, which are on old models and they get loaded, so it adds to the lag. Oh no, it's gonna rain. Alright, good thing we have wipers. Multiple setting wipers, nice. I'll probably do a silent trucking video on this because I like the truck so much. It's been a while since we drove a tandem, and we'll see. But the caveat is it's a bit tricky driving with this setup because the parking slots are not built for this kind, and sometimes you have to reverse it in even if you have simple parking enabled, the simple parking option which is enabled by default. You have to reverse it in, and this trailer has a dolly, so reversing is no easy feat. So I actually enabled the option to skip parking. Cheater. But yeah, I think I might have to enable it or use it at points. The trailers, the tunnels here are very nice looking. I don't remember driving through these tunnels before. Very nice. Nice visuals. Good. Alright, that's fine. We can survive through this rain. It's a good FPS check. A good test for performance. I am getting that weird black smoke though. You see those black particles from afar? That wasn't like that before, and that's most likely from Natural Lux, but there might either be a mod conflict which changed that. I might have enabled one mod which caused that to become black, or maybe there was an update in ETS2 which changed that, but it seems like dirty water now. Doesn't look that good. What looks good is the reflection on the road. Look at that. That looks so good, doesn't it? Goodness. Yeah, I'm a fan. Alright, but I think that's all the update I have. Those are all the updates I have. So I'm guessing we should be able to go to Q&A again. Yeah, we don't get to do Q&As that often. Let's go and continue with Jay's questions. He has a lot for us. Thanks a lot, Jay, for thinking of all these. But before that, let's double check. Frankfurt is to the right, so we will be making our exit here. We start slowing down. Let's hear the engine brake.
Use the right lane, then take the exit on the right.
Not too shabby.
Take the exit on the right.
Just cruise along. Slowly. Slowly. Oh crap. Phew. That's a bit scary. Look at that city on the left. That's Frankfurt, I guess. Could be. And look at that thick smoke coming from there. Very nice effect on the fog. Very realistic. Not the best weather for flying. Scary flying through here. Mine.
Use the right lane, then turn right.
Frankfurt am Main. That's right, it's mine, right? Because my German colleague told me that AI, both AI and EI are read as I. So that's mine, not main. If
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
if the rule holds true, at least. Very loud. Very boomish engine brake as well.
Take the exit.
Let's go and get our retarder set up. If only it was that fast, huh? Just dropping by the mechanic for a few minutes, getting a retarder installed. I am not sure. I doubt that's the case in real life. I'm guessing, I don't know, some serious dismantling will need to happen before that can work. Real advertisements mod. That's an Audi right there. We'll be dropping by the Iveco dealer for a bit of a tune-up. Anyway, on with the questions. Would you give away everything you had if you were promised to be forever young? And then he has in cap and in parentheses, it means everything. Not really. For me, personally, not really. So somehow, look at that, dirty water being thrown off by those trucks. They must have not gone to the car wash beforehand. Either that or the roads here are super dirty.
Navigation resumed.
The lady's going to get mad at us. So I wouldn't. In all honesty, I'm actually looking forward to growing old. Well, specifically, growing old with Mrs. Clumsy. Yeah, isn't that romantic? But I look forward to growing old. The only thing I don't like about it is the health problems that it will also most likely lead to. Yeah, if I could remove the health problems and just, I don't know, become slower but not get sick or prone to sickness when I get old, then that's something, a completely different topic. But yeah, I actually look forward to growing old because of the wisdom that it brings normally, the experiences you get. Yeah, 12 speeds, dual clutch but no retarder. Let's go and scroll down here. There we go, that's the one I want. Dual clutch, let's go and get a 3.4 differential. That might land me in 12th gear when we're at 80 kilometers per hour, which is perfect for Germany trucking. 3.08 is a bit difficult. Yeah, let's go with that. 3.08 is what we had a while ago. Actually, fuel consumption, look at that, that's not bad, 29.1. Let's reset it and see what we'll be able to get with this new transmission. Hopefully that dolly won't get messed up. Yeah, that dolly is super useful when maneuvering. when turning, but not reversing. Reversing, it's a complete nightmare. Oh. Wipers, please. Thank you. And lights. And as always, the
Turn left.
amazing indicator sounds and the switches, the bouncy switches.
Turn right.
Stop here. Alright, we go. Oh, look at that. A Renault. Speaking of Renault, any news on when that's coming out? Because it seemed like SES was working on that for the longest time, but it seems like the news died down, huh? Anyway, so back to the question. I really look forward to growing old with Mrs. Clumsy and experiencing life, you know. There have been a couple of movies about it, but I completely agree with that concept that life
Roundabout, take the first exit.
is mainly precious, basically, because it's limited. You get to make the most out of it because you only have limited time. When you become, I don't know, when you become forever young or an immortal or something along those lines,
Use the right lane. Then
that
turn
is makes the entire equation different, and the choices you make might not be the same as you make when you have a limited life. So for me, I'm okay with having a limited life. Yeah, hopefully it's going to be a long and prosperous and fulfilling life, but I am in no way looking for it to be permanent. Like, I don't dream to be immortal, basically. I look forward to growing old, getting wiser, and experiencing things that make me appreciate life, you know, stuff like that. But yes, that's something I realized throughout the years. So I'm happy enough the way it is, but maybe if I can keep myself and Mrs. Clumsy and all our loved ones healthy, now that's something I would gladly pay for. Yeah. That's something I would gladly pay for. Alright. And one note before I forget, I mentioned about Cast's Tandem add-on. So to make this trailer available, this is an owned trailer, by the way. You can buy this trailer. This is actually a bought trailer, an owned trailer. This one, the back. So that's available if you have Cast's VAC trailers and the Tandem add-on, which you can find in the SES forums. It should be in the mods list anyway, I think. The only problem is you can only use this trailer, this setup, in Scandinavia, now also in Germany, in Netherlands,
turn right.
in Finland, I think, is okay as well, but in other countries, no. So if you look for jobs, like if you look in the cargo market with this trailer, you'll not get anything when you check in the UK or in Spain. So your places, your options will be quite limited where you can go. So that's a watch out. But I think if you go to the same page where you get the Tandem add-on, I think Cast also has an add-on to remove that limitation. I haven't checked really, but if you want to take this to the UK, you can if you get that add-on. I'm guessing it's there somewhere. It should be, hopefully. Actually, let me check something. If you go to diagnostics, I should be able to confirm the engine power. There we go, 460 horsepower. Yeah, that's the one. That's the D13K 460, if I remember correctly. place? Who did this place? I don't know anymore. I have no clue anymore, but I love driving in the Autobahn. As you guys might probably recognize, many of my episodes
Then continue straight.
involve me driving through here. 'Cause I enjoy the highway so much, especially with this kind of load. I don't want going through skimpy roads like this one. So yeah, definitely enjoying this. Now I seem to be getting some pretty bad fuel economy, but that's because we're still gathering some speed. Once we pick up, once we get to 80, then we can start cruising. And hopefully we can keep that up because we'll be on the Autobahn the entire way. You will see. You will see. There we go. Let me actually zoom out with the map here. Yeah, we're not in the new areas. I think the new areas, the ones I haven't been to at least, are in the north. Promos 2.41 is mainly a compatibility update.
Continue straight.
Oh, that's how the retarder sounds like. The retarder hum. Yeah, that was quite a sharp turn there. I was surprised. Went off one lane. This one as well. Very sharp. I would not have that kind of bend in an Autobahn. Seems weird. But maybe it's real. Have to be careful. Alright. On to next question. Where would you like to spend the rest of your life if you could? You can go cheesy on this one. Well, I already did on the previous question. Too late. Dusseldorf. I think we stay here on the left. Because that lane is going right.
Continue straight.
Actually, that's closed. Yeah, I'll go with this view. I feel more confident with this view. So if you look, with this new transmission, differential 3.40, we're still on 11th gear, but we are on the edge of the 11th gear, which is something I don't like. I would have preferred we go to the beginning of 12th gear here by the time we reach 80 kilometers per hour. So I have to shift it manually, like so, and it works now, even in an automatic transmission. There's a key in the key bindings, like shift gear up hint, something like that. Gear up hint, gear down hint. That's for automatic transmission. But I don't like having to press that. I mean, that's why I went for automatic, right? But fine. Let's keep it for now. There we go. This is where we start getting good fuel economy. Look at the average go down. The average mileage going down. Scotsman, here I come. Scotsman is one of our most fuel efficient drivers in the virtual trucking company, and I still have to learn his secret. Okay, it's climbing up again. Anyway, so where would you like to spend the rest of your life if you could? Retirement. That's a good question. I'm actually pretty happy here in Singapore. If given a choice, I would love to stay here. Yeah. Everything might be expensive, but everything works as well. And I love the place. I love what the government is doing. How they're working on things, improving it constantly. And how the different policies are. And the infrastructure and everything. So I enjoy it here. If I could, I would stay here. But the problem is, I'm not sure if I could.
Use the left lane.
As you guys might
Continue
know,
straight.
I'm originally from the Philippines. So I am a Filipino citizen.
Continue straight.
So I'm actually a foreigner working in Singapore. And unfortunately, Singapore has been very strict lately. And I heard, especially when it comes to Filipinos, because I think they have some kind of quota. So you could apply to become a permanent resident, but it's a bit hard right now. They're very strict right now because there are certain issues involving job opportunities for the locals versus the foreigners, and there's a bit of contention there. And so the government is trying to balance, or how do you say? Yeah, give a bit of balance to the local to foreigner ratio, something like that. And so they're very strict, and I'm not sure if you can stay here for long, or how long we can stay here. But yeah, we're maximizing as much as we can staying here, being able to stay here. We really appreciate it, and hopefully we can stay here for good, but we will see. Yeah, I'm not a guy with big dreams, I'm a very simple minded guy in a way. I don't have big dreams. I'm not a dreamer. I'm more of a practical guy, you could say. As I mentioned in the previous Q&A sessions, Q&A episodes, I am pretty happy with my life, pretty content. And I don't dream of like owning a mansion, or being in an isolated island, or having my own island, or whatnot. Nothing fancy, Simple house, simple place with Mrs. Clumsy and the family. And safe surroundings, healthy, happy and contented. That's all I need.
Use the right lane, then turn right.
So I'm actually pretty happy here. No fancy big dreams of some sort. Do want to travel from time to time. Not so much, but from time to time. Oh, look at this junction.
Right lane, then turn right.
This junction looks like a proper intersection, huh? Goodness, you can really get lost here. Look at the GPS. Hoy! Too much sightseeing. Goodness, the grey mother almost came out there. We almost hit the railing, guys, in case you didn't notice. I was too busy sightseeing. I actually almost hit the railings on the left. Phew. My blood pressure just went up. Okay, but we're safe. We're safe. No harm, no foul, right? Okay, let us continue. Do you believe in miracles? Oh yes, definitely. Yes. I believe that there are things in this world which we cannot explain, and if those things have an explanation that is just beyond us for now, maybe we haven't gotten to that level yet, or if there's really no explanation, either of the two, I believe that those things can happen, and that's what we call miracles today. Yeah, miracles are simply things, good things that happen where we don't have a logical explanation for, and our logic is limited by the collective knowledge of the human race, basically, right? How we understand things. And I don't think we've gotten to that point where we understand everything. I don't think we ever will. And so yeah, miracles will always be there, just around the corner. And of course, being a Christian, for sure I believe in miracles.
Use the right lane, then use the left lane.
So anything is possible. Okay, we stay here on the right. The lady is actually pretty accurate.
Use the left lane.
Use the right lane and then use the left lane.
Use the right lane. then
This is
turn
where I
right.
usually would get lost. And look at that beautiful sky. Beautiful sunset here.
Turn right.
Okay, slow down. Keep it steady. Just let gravity speed us up. Maybe with a little bit of retarder action. Yeah, that can work. Oh, it's getting dark. That's the sad thing about this. Because we won't be able to sightsee as much. And it's been raining the entire day. Goodness. Not the best weather. I'll take it. Oh, what's happening? I think foggy weather is coming. Foggy weather hype. There are certain times when there is literally foggy weather. If you guys remember, there used to be a time when Natural Lux was called foggy weather.
Use the right lane, then take the exit on the right.
Oh, rain has stopped. There you go. That's the one. So we get the proper sunset
Take
now.
the exit on the right.
Man, that lighting is beautiful. In those sun rays.
Use the right lane, then turn right.
Thank you. Noted. Let's slow down for this guy. Seems to be having a hard time hauling his load. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Damien has been showing some of his in-progress shots of Project Next Gen 1.8. He's updating the grass textures, making them 4K. In the screenshots I really like. So far it looks pretty good. Looks pretty seamless. Doesn't look like separate bushes tied together. It seems like one holistic grass, if you can call it that. Oh my goodness, look at that. Now that's a view, isn't it? Now that's a view. Let's clean up the side mirror. But yeah, this is the perfect weather. Right after it rains, so the sky is clear now, but the road is still wet, so you still get the reflections, and you get that beautiful visual where you get like double the sky because of the reflections. Lovely. Love it. I think with DirectX 11 they might have improved the reflections as well. Seems to be higher definition now. Not so sure. Maybe it's placebo, but I think so. I think so. Alright. Next question. What would you tell your teenage self if you could send some insights from the future? Nothing related to finance, because that's a given. You would say that. Jay knows me well enough by now. Yes, that's for sure the number one thing I would say. Pick a different one. He wants me to answer it in a fun way. What would you tell your teenage self if you could send them some insights from the future? Maybe I would tell him to go out of the house more. Because going out of the house, exploring, meeting new people, enjoying time with friends, that's one of the things that you cannot easily replicate. And I miss that. Nowadays, I don't get to do that often anymore. From time to time, some of our friends drop by Singapore and we meet up, but it's like very seldom. You know, the dream of mine, well, I guess in many people's oh, actually we are here already, Netherlands. Cool, just across the border. Oh, let's go to the left here. Let's give that guy some space. Okie dokes. So it's not accurately called a fantasy. One dream of many people, I'm sure, is to have friends like those in Friends or How I Met Your Mother, if you watch those series, you know. So if I had the chance to tell something to my teenage self, I would tell him, the friends that you have now, do your best to keep them. Oh crap, I don't think this is the right lane. Yeah. I remember Amsterdam having those signs, which I absolutely cannot pronounce.
Use the right lane.
But those are basically the exit signs. I'll point it out to you when I see something. But yes, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. No, that's a different code.
Use the right lane.
But yeah, don't lose touch of your friends. That's something that you will miss when you grow up, because when you're young, it's easy to make friends, or easier. I should say it's not it's easy for everybody. It depends on your situation. But when you're young, you have school, and you get to spend
200 yards.
most of
Turn
your day
right.
with the people you like. Yeah, if you make friends at
Turn
school.
right.
But when you start working, sometimes you can get lucky. I'm like that. That the place I worked at is a very cool place, and we made some very good friends there, and we're like
200 yards.
common
Turn
same
left.
wavelength and everything like
Turn
that.
left.
So it's cool. But through time, as you grow older, you get less and less time for friends because you have, I don't know, adulting stuff, or you're too busy, or I don't know, have other priorities.
You have arrived.
And so, thank goodness, it's easy parking. Phew. And so it's easy to lose track of that, and the next thing you know, you and your friends aren't close anymore. That's unfortunately my situation now. Like, they're still my friends, but we aren't close anymore, and I don't think I've nurtured that enough. So I wish I could have done that, and had some like real close friends. You know, that's amazing. That's an amazing dream of mine. Look at that moon there. That's a beautiful sky for dusk. Beautiful. Come on. There we go. Easy peasy. Not really, but managed it somehow. Oh, look at the sounds. How did I do that? The brakes. Yeah, there we go. Awesome sounds. Thank you, EVR. Let's unload this thing. 523 kilometers. Nuremberg to Arnhem. Paid 32k. I'll take it. There we go. Level up. Nice. Can I get something more, maybe, for the silent trucking? I'll find something. Oh, this might be good. Going to Kiel. Kiel? Maybe? Stuttgart. Yeah, that could be good, huh? Let's take that. Although it's midnight. Yeah, I'll worry about it later. But yes, I'll be recording a silent trucking episode for this, so stay tuned. Alright, anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Let me know what you think. And yeah, comment, like, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and I'm so glad ProMods is back. Thank you, ProMods team, for the amazing work, and looking forward to driving through here again. The massive map. Thanks, have a nice day, and come see trucking. Bye-bye.